Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yona Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yona Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yona Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yona Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yona Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yona head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yona branch located countrywide near you.
Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, Mambo Njai, Governor of the Central Bank, Boa Saidi, Permanent Secretary is here present, Deputy Governor of the Central Bank, High Government officials, Your Excellencies, Ambassador, Head of International Organizations, and member of the Diplomatic Corps, brothers and sisters from the UN family, representative of the private sector and civil society organizations, member of the press, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of the IMF staff and management, I'm very pleased to welcome you all to the official opening ceremony of the IMF Resident Representative Office in the Gambia. Your presence here today, despite your very busy schedules, demonstrate the strength of our collaboration in achieving our shared objective of helping improve the lives and livelihood of the Gambian people. Let me extend my special thanks and profound gratitude to His Excellency President Adama Barrow, represented here today by his economic management team, led by Minister Mambo Njai, the Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, and Boa Saidi, the Governor of the Central Bank of the Gambia, for their continued support for a strong engagement with the IMF through the implementation of the economic policies and reform underpinned by the IMF-supported extended credit facility program. The IMF remains committed to supporting Gambia overcome its macroeconomic and development challenges during these trying moment caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, and which is further exacerbated by the Russia-Ukraine war. In the same vein, the opening of this befitting and modern office in the middle of the pandemic is, among other things, the testimony of IMF's strong commitment to create the enabling conditions to better serve the Gambian people. In serving Gambian people in providing policy advice and the needed financial support to address the country balance of payment need, as well as build capacity for a growing sustainable recovery and a long-term development for the Gambia. The structure of our new office, which include a reception area, 3 offices, a training and a library room, and a large conference room, provide adequate office space for our professional field staff and a functional working environment for the growing number of IMF mission teams working on surveillance and capacity development in the Gambia. The library, that is expected to be fully equipped in the coming days, will provide the possibility of conducting in-person and remote trainings. It will also offer students, government officials, members of the private sector and civil society organizations interested in economics training and research free access to a wide range of training opportunities, data, publications, and other research materials from IMF, its partners, and its regional training centers. In this regard, I would like to urge all our stakeholders, particularly the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs and the Central Bank official, to take full advantage of this new facility with a view to facilitating their work, including with partners other than the IMF. At this juncture, let me also thank my colleagues from the IMF African Department, from the corporate service facilities, the IT department, and the local office for their various contributions to the success of this new office project. Here I would like to particularly recognize the effort of my former office manager, Fatou, who is now running a private business, for the role she played during the renovation and the relocation to this new office. I would like also to thank the Gambian businesses that worked on this project. I'm pleased to report that the office renovation, the furniture and equipment were all supplied by Gambian contractors and suppliers. This demonstrates the professionalism and of local businesses and their ability to adequately execute projects. This has resulted to our HU using some of them to supply equipment to IMF offices, Central African Republic, Guinea-Bissau, Senegal, Sierra Leone, and Tunisia. My special thanks to our landlord and the building management team for their support and good collaboration throughout this project and for their swift response to our routine requests. Thanks to our neighbors for welcoming and accommodating us. Finally, I would like also to express my gratitude and appreciation to our former neighbors at the UN House, who we miss dearly. Here I want to recognize the role of the UN Resident Coordinator Sarafin Wakana and the UNDP representative Aissata Day in ensuring our well-being at the UN House. At this note, I would like to hand over to my mission chief, who is visiting the Gambia for the first time, to whom I also wish welcome to the Gambia.
First of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to you, Honorable Minister, and to you, Mr. Governor, for the excellent collaboration with our team, and to all your colleagues in the ministry, also at the Central Bank. Really appreciate it, and many thanks for taking the time to come here today to preside over this ceremony. And I would like also to express our gratitude, and if you could convey to Madam Vice President, and also to His Excellency Mr. President Adama Barrow, our profound gratitude for the excellent collaboration and for the commitment, personal commitment from himself to the work and the cooperation with us, the IMF. So we would like to really take this opportunity to express that thankfulness to the entire government of the Gambia, led and under the leadership of His Excellency the Presidency, President Adama Barrow. And also to all of us here today, many thanks for taking the time, despite the busy schedule for all of you. I have to say I'm truly happy to be in person here today and to restart the in-person missions here in the Gambia. I was trying hard for the last review to have this in-person mission, but from the very start of my trial to request an approval, I was immediately denied. But I'm very happy that this time we can be here in person. It's a true pleasure to be with all of you here today. And for the last, I would say, few hours, I arrived here on Saturday, and for the last few hours we've been here, I could feel and I could see, the hospitality, the vibrance of the Gambian society and of the Gambian economy. And I told myself, this is really the smiling coast of Africa. And I was impressed. Definitely. Yeah. And I will structure my very brief intervention today on two main points. I would mostly focus on the Gambia, but at the end of my brief intervention, I will also say a very few words beyond the Gambia. So on the Gambia, as we all know, I'm just stating the obvious, and all of you know this, that the country has made impressive progress for the last few years. And we all know that, and we all see that. And on many fronts, economic fronts, social fronts, political fronts, everything in all areas. I'll just try to maybe focus on the economic fronts, since this is the area of expertise of the IMF. As we know, the economic growth of the Gambia has been very strong for the last year, despite the pandemic. The Gambia could register economic growth of 5.6%, despite the many waves of the COVID-19 pandemic. And this 5.6% is much higher than the average of sub-Saharan Africa during the pandemic period, which shows the resilience of the economy of this country. And we also saw the large and doubling, even more than doubling, of the remittances from Gambian, from overseas, flowing into the country. And that shows the confidence that the Gambians overseas and that people overseas have into the Gambian economy. And we saw also, and here I believe the central banks knows this very well, that the foreign exchange reserves of the country increased rapidly for the last few years. We are now at about 6 months of imports of foreign exchange reserves for the case of the Gambia. And as we all know, kind of the norm or the level that is considered as a good level is 3 months of imports. So we have double of that for the case of the Gambia. So that shows how strong and how good the economy is and how much progress that the economy has made for the last few years. And also we know very well that on the public debt front, the Gambia benefited from reprofiling of its public debt for the last few years, and it gave space for the economy to finance development spending, social spending, and other priority spending. And thanks to the very good leadership by Honorable Minister and by all colleagues from the Ministry of Finance, the prudent fiscal policy that has been conducted in this country for the last few years led to a decline of the total public debt, which went down to about 83% of GDP at end 2021, which is a very good achievement and which is in line with the declining path that we expected since the start of the program that the IMF has with the government. So these are numbers, and a lot of people in the street would ask themselves, what do those numbers mean to me? And I think we can see that, we can feel that those numbers are translating into a well-being of the population. I'm not going to kind of say in like specific indicators on social front or on health education front. They are good, but these are not the area of expertise of the IMF, so I will not go into that today, but I'll just try to maybe say a few words on things that we could see, things that we could feel. For instance, driving on Saturday from the airport to the hotel, we arrived Saturday evening, Saturday night, more or less. And I was impressed coming into the city. There was a big traffic jam, big traffic jam, moving from the airport to the hotel. Other people would be frustrated, getting stuck in traffic jam, but I was happy. I was even very happy. Because that's the sign of economic activity. That's the sign of vibrance of the economy. In some countries I worked on in the past, moving from the airport to the hotel, flowing very rapidly. You arrive in no time at the hotel, and you ask yourself, but where's the economic activity? Where's, how do people live? How do people make income? But here I could feel that, I could see that. And on top of that, you know, this long drive and getting kind of stuck in the traffic jam, it gave me the opportunity to listen and to learn from Mr. Barry that this is a new construction. This one is a new construction. Every few hundred meters, new construction everywhere. And as we all know, when construction goes, the economy goes. So this is a sign that all those numbers that I said earlier, maybe for technical experts, they mean something. But for the population, they need to be translated into things they can see. And I think we can see. I think we can see how things are moving, how things are progressing. So that gives me a kind of a lot of optimism that this country, this economy has a lot of potential. And even one of our colleagues, he drove from the airport Saturday night. He's somewhere out there, Mr. Nachega. Sunday, yeah, he's correcting me, Sunday night. Last night he drove from the airport around 11 p.m. and he still saw a lot of traffic driving from the airport to here, which means that there's really a vibrancy, there's really a dynamism into the economy, which gives us this sense of optimism, this sense of confidence that things are moving in the right direction. So I just wanted to kind of share those few words just to let us know that we are on the right path, that we are making the progress that we all expect. And this progress is really, really the fruit of the work that the government has been doing, the fruit of the work of the patience that the population, the Gambian population, has been doing for the last few years. So here we, the partners, we help, we support this effort by the government, this effort by the population. So I'm just going to kind of say a few words about the work that the IMF has been doing as a partner of the government in this development. So for the last few years, we re-engaged with the Gambian government with a staff monitor program at the beginning of our engagement. And then we approved what we called extended credit facility of about 47 million US dollars. And then we topped up this 47 million US dollars with about 28 million US dollars. And then because of the pandemic, we provided what we call the rapid credit facility of about 21 million US dollars. And then we provided debt service relief for about 11 million US dollars. So now, today we are here to conduct the fourth review under the extended credit facility after successfully completing 3 reviews under this program. And we are confident that we will be able to achieve a positive outcome also from this review, which will be considered by the board. And I would like also to take this opportunity to really thank the development partners here present today for the work that we've been doing together. It's not a work done isolatedly by one institution to help the government, but it's work done together, collaboratively, with all development partners. And we've been working very well together to support the government. So I think we can see the fruit of that work already. And the IMF, we remain, as Mr. Perry mentioned earlier, we remain fully committed to supporting the government, to supporting the Gambian population. And this office, this is the testimony of this kind of long-term commitment of the IMF to remain, to stay, and to continue supporting the government and the Gambian population. And it is worth noting very briefly that the history between the IMF and the Gambia dated quite a long time already. So it started when the Gambia joined the IMF as a member of the IMF, and that was back in 1967. Just to give us a little bit of a perspective. So it's been a while, 55 years. We've been through, I would say, a long and very good partnership together. And during those 55 years, we've had and we've approved 15 financial operations with the Gambia. Then, in addition to financial operations, in addition to providing financing, the IMF also provides technical assistance, a lot of technical assistance. And the Gambia is one of the top, probably even the top beneficiary of technical assistance from the IMF in Sub-Saharan Africa. We provide what we call short-term missions. Colleagues from the HQ, from Washington, D.C., coming here to provide technical assistance. Colleagues from the African coming here to provide technical assistance, but also we have resident advisors, long-term resident advisors, staying on permanent basis, helping strengthen and working together with the institutions here in the Gambia. So we have a few of them here in the building today. One of them working on public financial management with the colleagues of Honorable Minister, and another resident advisor working with the central bank, and then another colleague of ours working with GRA. So we are very much appreciative of the welcoming and the very close collaboration that the institutions have been with three of them. And I'm just going to turn very, very briefly, very few words beyond the Gambia. So the world economy today, as we all know, is facing difficult challenges. And those challenges also are faced by sub-Saharan African economies. So we have the challenges from the lingering impact of the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, but we also have the challenges from the Russia-Ukraine war. And these challenges, they require really good and common efforts together to face and to solve those shocks together. So they require a spirit of multilateralism. They require a spirit of common efforts, as I said earlier. They require a spirit of global thinking. And those shocks, they have incredible repercussions on economies and on people's lives. We know the COVID pandemic, it has a lot of repercussions on health, but also the Russia-Ukraine war, it has and expected to have a lot of repercussions on food and fuel prices, also maybe some other areas. So they require really us working together even more, and we are here to do that with the government, to try to see how we can address those shocks together, and how to smoothen as much as we can the impact on the Gambian economy and the Gambian population. So, for instance, for the IMF, to help our membership, including the Gambia, face those shocks, we provided what we call the SDR allocations recently to help really the economies, including the Gambian economy, face those shocks and to help alleviate the impact of the shocks on the population. And we provided, as I said, the SDR allocation, and now discussions are underway on possibility of what we call the rechanneling of some of the SDRs from countries that have strong positions to countries that have weaker positions. So again, a sign of multilateralism, a sign of a common work together. So we are here to work with you to support each other face those global shocks that are beyond the Gambia, but that have impacts and very, very strong impacts on the Gambian economy and the Gambian population. So with that, I will end my short intervention and thank you very, very much again, Honorable Minister and Governor and dear colleagues. And before I leave the podium, I would like to take this opportunity to briefly present recognition, as Mr. Barry mentioned earlier. We have a very, very dear colleague who has been instrumental in preparing and having this office ready for us today. I hope she will come soon, provided exceptional service for us. Thank you very much. Thank you.
The Governor of the Central Bank of the Gambia, Mr. Boasedi, to come and make his remarks. Thank you.
I appreciate the opportunity to say a few words on this official launching of the IMF Representative's Office in the Gambia. First, permit me to express my profound gratitude to the IMF for its enduring commitment to promoting economic growth and financial stability in the Gambia. There has been a long-standing cordial relationship between the Gambia and the IMF. September 2022 will mark 55 years since the Gambia became a member of the IMF, shortly after independence in 1965. The fund has since been an important development partner in the economic management of this country by providing critical financial and technical support, including policy advice and capacity development. I have been a witness to much of it since joining the Central Bank in December 1982, and now in my current position as Governor. Today, more than ever before, there is need to strengthen this collaboration as economies all over the world are adopting to new ways of doing business, partly due to the ongoing pandemic and rising uncertainty in the global economic and geopolitical landscape. Since 2020, the Gambia has benefited substantially from IMF financial support to fight the pandemic and mitigate its impact on lives and livelihoods. These range from grant assistance through the Catastrophic Containment and Relief Trust to augmented SDR allocation. These resources continue to help meet the country's balance of payments and fiscal financing needs, as well as support the post-pandemic recovery. Success has also been registered in the areas of technical assistance, key among which is a project to modernize the implementation of monetary policy to make it more evidence-based and forward-looking. The introduction of the Financial Policy and Analysis System has enhanced data management, analysis, and reporting. And the first ever medium-term forecasting model is being used as the primary tool to guide the decision of the Monetary Policy Committee at the Central Bank. We look forward to continued collaboration in this area and to registering similar success in other areas of interest to the bank, including strengthening capacity in financial stability and monetary operations. I want to also register my profound gratitude to the Managing Director of the Fund, through the Mission Chief and the Resident Representative, for providing the Central Bank with resident technical advisor in the name of Kate, who will work in the Central Bank Banking Supervision Department to further strengthen the country's financial sector and build the necessary technical capacity to deal with emerging risks posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. The Gambia is facing economic headwinds. We have observed a build-up of inflationary pressures since the start of the pandemic in 2020, but it has been within tolerable margins. The bank has judged that these inflationary developments were transitory and would soon stabilize. However, global developments such as supply chain disruption, high cost of freight, and geopolitical tensions and other obstacles to international trade continue to exert upward pressure on domestic price developments. Domestic factors such as bottlenecks at the port and the slight exchange rate depreciation are also major risk factors to inflation outlook in 2022. The recent release of data by the GBOS, that is Gambia Bureau of Statistics, shows that inflation accelerated to 8.3% in February 2022 from 7.8% in January, driven by a rise in food inflation, especially prices of cereals and energy costs. The Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank intends to maintain the expansionary monetary policy stance in 2022 to allow the recovery process to continue. However, we will continue to closely monitor developments, especially in the context of rapid changing global economy and the commodity market. The Monetary Policy Committee stands ready to act if the bank's price stability objective is significantly threatened. The financial sector remains resilient to the COVID-19 shock. The banking industry is adequately capitalized, highly liquid, and profitable. The ratio of non-performing loans to total loans stood at 5.2% as of end December 2021, a decrease from 6.8% reported in the same period in 2020. The non-performing loans in the Gambia is, I think, the lowest in the ECOWAS sub-region. Despite some depreciation pressures driven primarily by the rising strength of the US dollar globally and domestic factors such as strong demand for foreign exchange from energy and food imports, telecommunication, and construction sector, we expect the dalasi to remain stable in the near term, benefiting from private remittances and official donor inflows. With a manageable debt level, the government of the Gambia intends to engage in accelerated projects for the well-being of its people and to address some of the structural bottlenecks that affect its economy. With a keen eye on the quality of debt incurred, sustainable debt management, private sector participation, and effective domestic resource mobilization, the financing of critical development projects is a possibility. The Gambia has boundless potential, and we must not shy away from reaching out for it. The central bank continues to execute its mandate faithfully, diligently, while seeking to promote economic growth that can be felt in the lives and livelihoods of the average Gambian citizen. I am delighted to be part of this event, launching the IMF Resident Representative's Office, which is testimony to the continued cordial relationship between the IMF and the government and people of the Gambia. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. And I think at this juncture, we would like to invite the Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs to come and deliver his special remarks. And with this, we give him a round of applause.
All protocols respectfully observed. I welcome the IMF head of mission. We have been closely collaborating, and this is his first mission, and I'm glad that you are taking the opportunity to see what we have been doing. And I'm glad that you have converted the traffic congestion to a positive note. I always get a call to tell me, when are you guys going to expand the road? And I have just signed a $20 million loan, concessionary loans with the Equity Fund. And some people were asking me, we thought it was already secured. Yes, we've already secured it. And that it was all concessionary facilities, and we've been encouraged by our development partners to concentrate on concessional loans. Good morning to you all. Let me begin by extending a warm welcome to the head of mission and his mission team to the Gambia. It has been a long 2 years of conducting virtual mission reviews, and it is good to have you back in the country and having you personally visiting the country. And I believe this is your first time again, and we hope this will be your second home. I'm sure after this mission, we might recognize you as an honorary citizen in the Gambia. I wish to offer my heartfelt congratulations to the entire fund team, especially those of the resident office, on the opening of your new office complex. I am taking this move to taking a new move to the funds it further clarifies and demonstrates your commitment to building stronger roots and collaboration in the Gambia. The Gambia and the IMF have long since had a successful relationship which continues to grow, strength to strength. After a number of ECF and RCF programs, we are on the fourth review of the current ECF. The ECF arrangement has greatly helped us address the challenges from COVID-19 pandemic, supported inclusive growth, helped reduce our debt vulnerabilities, and continue with the implementation of the much needed structural reforms. This timely support went a long way in enabling us to navigate through the shocks and curb an impending crisis, especially in the health sector. We remain committed and utterly grateful for the support the fund has given to the Gambia, and we hope this support will continue in the future. I assure you of me and my team's support in ensuring a successful review mission, and that the efforts are maintained in order to achieve the structural benchmarks for the year in a timely manner. In our drive to chart the future of the Gambia, i.e. the Vision 2050, that is the Gambia we want, I am confident that the fund will continue to be among our strong partners in development. On my behalf and my team and the entire government of the Gambia under the leadership of His Excellency President Barrow and the entire Gambia population, we register our sincere appreciation to the fund for the support you have rendered during very, very, very trying times. You have been among the first to respond and to provide the assistance we needed. You have demonstrated over the years that whenever we need you, you're among the first that will come to our rescue. Today, coming here to actually formally launch this officially launch the IMF Resident Representative Office, really it means that we know you are not only here for business, but you are here to stay. So I always tease my friends to tell them that when IMF is committed, they don't talk, they just act. And this action, this move has really demonstrated that you are here to stay, and you will continue to be our very strong partners in our development. On that note, and on behalf of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, I thank you all and thank you for your kind attention. Thank you.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yona Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yona Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yona Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yona Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yona Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yona head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yona branch located countrywide near you.